Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I've got to show you tonight is just, it's bordering on embarrassing at this point. Dettelbach, Steve, the leader of the ATF, is just an empty suit. I swear, he doesn't even know what he's talking about in a puff propaganda piece by CBS. This is embarrassing what he does with a lot of guns on the table in an attempted propaganda hit. This, you're going to want to send out to everyone you know. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, people. Listen, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to send out Steve Dettelbach, the director of the ATF, for a media blitz across all the networks in different areas, because the guy just doesn't, he's an empty suit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He looks like a fool when it comes to firearms. Anytime he's near them or asked a question about them or asked a question about regulation by Congress, he just never says the right thing, and it's genuinely getting embarrassing. Okay, this is a behind-the-scenes scare propaganda piece, and I'm going to break it all down. Let's just start the first clip. This hurts, people. So you're going to want to send this out because it's great. All right.
Rate of speed are we talking about? If you know, hundreds and hundreds of rounds a minute?
400 to 500 rounds per minute is, I believe, what they're claiming for this particular firearm.
There is no reason you would use that for hunting.
No, I do not believe you would use this for hunting. So,
This is to shoot large numbers of people at once.
Well, let me just intervene in this.
Yes.
That's what happened in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So it was after that massacre in Las Vegas that this became illegal.
It was after that massacre in Las Vegas that Attorney General of the United States in the last administration asked ATF to review its position on whether this was classified as an NFA weapon. And the experts took a very close look at it and came out with the rule that is right now before the Supreme Court.
But the Supreme Court right now is debating whether or not that can be restricted by the ATF.
Under the National Firearms Act, that's correct.
So these could, in theory, be back on the market after June?
All right. So, first of all, the Supreme Court is not debating back and forth. The Supreme Court is hearing oral arguments from both sides, and they will make a judgment. That's a very important distinction. But the other piece here is, did you catch what was said in the exchange between the guy who actually knows what guns are in that clip and the host? She said the only reason that this would exist is to kill masses of people quickly. There's no reason for this in hunting. Okay, two things. A, no one ever said or was this marketed that this was for hunting. That's one of these typical anti-gun leftist points. Oh, the Second Amendment's for hunting. Nah, the Second Amendment is to refute tyranny, both foreign and domestic. That's the entire point. An armed population. Let's just call it what it is. That's what it's for. All right? Now, it's not hunting, but for her to go, so this is only meant to shoot mass amounts of people. The guy knew. He knew that that was not what the answer was, and that's why he went, and that's why Steve jumped in. And Steve goes, well, I mean, that's what happened in Vegas. So, I mean, like, he didn't answer the question. He referenced something that happened prior. Very slick move from a lawyer. But now, let me get to this next one, because the dude, it just hurts. It absolutely hurts. But no one ever marketed the bump stock for Second Amendment. Anyway, for hunting. Let's get it. It's a range toy. Anyway. This one's gold.
Find these items. This item that the director is showing you here, this is a privately made firearm. It has no serial numbers, no information on it.
Oh.
So that's what I didn't even know. That's also a ghost gun. In addition,
This is a ghost gun.
Yeah, see, so this is a ghost gun. Then you can make the ghost gun a fully automatic weapon too, on top of it. So combine those things.
All right. This is probably one of the most important clips that I'm showing you. I only got two this time because the rest of it was so irritating. This piece shows two things. One, of course, Dettelbach didn't know that was a PMF or a personally made firearm or a ghost gun. He even says it on camera. Oh, I didn't even know that was a PMF or a ghost gun. This is a ghost gun. All right, we're going to get to the response in a second. That's important. Then he goes down the road of the little piece that you put in it, which is illegal to make it a machine gun or a full auto however you want to frame it. The point is, they're going down this road of confusion. Steve doesn't even know what's on the table, and he's trying to act like he's a surprise. Oh my goodness, look, this is like totally a ghost gun. This is what we're talking about. Now, here's the other thing. This is the big important part. The other stuff on this table, there's a Barrett 50 cal on the table. No reference to it even being there, not pointing to it. There's zero reason. It's almost like it's there as a scare propaganda piece. Then there's a saw right there. Yeah, again, no reason to be there. This entire table is laid out in an effort to say, look at this, guys. You've got pistol brace guns and you've got short barrel rifles. They look the same. You've got machine gun AK-47s and you've got bump stock AK-47s. They look the same. But wait a minute, why is the Barrett 50 cal on there? Well, that's scary and big and awesome looking. Oh, okay. What about the saw? Well, that's an NFA item and there's no refuting that point. Oh, then why is it there? Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. And now we come to the coup de grace, the cherry on top, the delicious dessert to finish off the meal. What you're witnessing is you're witnessing an anti-gunner in the blue Hillary Clinton special right there, walking through and starting to see how stupid a lot of the things that they are constantly fighting for on the ATF or the gun control front from the Democratic policy perspective. They're going down the road right now of putting in auto sears, or they're putting in basically little pieces like Glock switches into pistols. So those are heavily illegal. She's starting to realize that if they're already illegal, then how is it happening? Because there's no argument from the gun side that's saying, Supreme Court, you should allow these things. They can be printed in a 3D printer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That argument doesn't exist. There is nothing in a court case that says that should be happening and shouldn't be happening. It just doesn't exist. It's just accepted that it is not a thing. So why are we talking about it on a nefarious nature of what can go wrong? Because they're losing control of the narrative at the end here. They started very tight on what they wanted with the comparisons between the models. They're about to go into Glock switches. I'm not going to go into it because we've gone to it a lot. But they're going into Glock switches, which is the exact same problem. These things are already NFA items. They are already blocked. They are already heavily illegal. They're already federally machine guns. And yet they're happening with gangs and cartels. She even says it in the same thing. The reason that this part is important is because the left doesn't even know enough around the gun control proposals that they are advocating for to understand how the nuance between each of these things is much larger than just everyone wants a machine gun, because gangs are doing it with plastic pieces. Wait, what? They have to keep the gun control perspective very high level, very broad, because if you start getting into the details and the nuance of what's going on, you start losing people because they go, wait, what? That doesn't even make sense. Exactly. And that's what I've got for you guys. At bottom line, Steve, yeah, nah, not an empty suit, for sure. I look forward to hearing what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.